Promise Under the Northern Lights, Extra Story. The North Star, Lin Xiaobai, put away your Lego. Lin Yu called out in both Chinese and English, her voice echoing through their duplex apartment. The 5-year-old mixed-race boy peeked out from behind the sofa, his golden brown curls bouncing, blue eyes blinking, clutching a plastic creation that looked suspiciously like a Transformers dumpling. "Mom, look, dumpling robot." Little Bei, full name Lin Xingmo, nicknamed after the Northern Lights, or his parents met, excitedly shouted in a mix of Chinese and Swedish, completely ignoring the tidying up order. Lin Yu sighed and glanced toward Eric, who was helping make dumplings in the kitchen. Her Swedish husband shrugged, flour dusting his sandy beard. "At least it's creative? In Sweden, we encourage kids." "This is China," Lin Yu reflexively cut in with a classic line from their 10 years of marriage, then laughed softly. "Good grief, we're still having the same conversations." The doorbell rang and 10-year-old Erica burst out of the study like a gust of wind, her black and gold ponytail bouncing. Unlike her brother, she inherited her mother's black hair and her father's icy blue eyes, a walking billboard of cultural fusion. "The BBC people are here," she announced, switching fluently between English and Chinese as she deftly adjusted the living room. Grandma said to put her embroidery work in a prominent spot. Over the past 5 years, the Northern Lights Bridge had grown from a small consulting company into a globally recognized platform for cross-cultural education. Today, the British BBC was visiting to interview this model cross-national family about their experiences raising children in multicultural environments. Lin Yu gave her hair a final touch and opened the door to welcome the interview team. Just then, Little Bei suddenly dashed up with his dumpling robot in hand and shouted in front of the camera, "Look, this is a China-Sweden joint invention." The director crouched down, pleasantly surprised. "Wow, what's this?" "A dumpling shell, a robot heart," the boy explained seriously. "Just like me, China outside, Sweden inside, no, Sweden outside, China inside, a ... He scrunched up his face, vocabulary failing to keep up with the complex idea. "He means his cultural identity," Erica translated fluently, then whispered to her brother, "Say it slowly in Chinese." The camera captured the entire scene, making for the most natural opening of the interview. Journalist Janet smiled at Ling Yu. "This is the magic of your family, isn't it? Cultural fusion isn't theory, it's everyday life." The interview went exceptionally smoothly. Eric showed off his collection of Quiet Night thought poetry books in 12 languages. Lin's mother shared her journey from opposing cross-national marriage to becoming a cultural bridge. And Erica recited her self-written poem, My Color Is Not Just One in 3 languages. But the real highlight was Little Bei's unexpected performance. When asked about family traditions, the 5-year-old suddenly ran in holding a small guitar, a birthday gift from Eric last year. "I'll sing a song," he declared, then began playing a strange hybrid tune, the melody of the Swedish folk song Bi Vita Lamb paired with Chinese adapted lyrics. "Little white lamb, eating green grass, Grandma says, eat well ... Lin's mother gasped, covering her mouth. This was exactly what she often said to her picky grandson. Even more surprising, after the Swedish part, the boy switched to the Ningbo dialect and sang the nursery rhyme Rockabye Rock taught by his grandmother. "Oh my," the reporter exclaimed, "he has absolutely no accent." "Grandma teaches him every day," Lin Yu said proudly, while discreetly fixing the tag stuck out from her son's backwards pants. Language to him isn't a boundary, just different sounds. After the interview, Lin Yu and Eric relaxed on the balcony with coffee. May in Shanghai already carried the humidity of early summer. Below, Lin's mother played with the children in the park. Little Bei taught Grandma Swedish-style outdoor games, while Erica quietly read on a bench. "Remember when we first argued about parenting?" Eric suddenly said, "About which school Erica should attend ... Lin smiled. Now Little Bei just broke both ways. "Last week, his teacher told me he made a rap of the multiplication table and performed it during recess." "That's our success, isn't it?" Eric held her hand, not to make them perfect Chinese or perfect Swedish, but to let them freely be themselves, absorbing the best of both cultures. That evening's family meeting was hosted by Erica, the little cross-cultural expert. She spoke in 3 languages to ensure everyone understood. First agenda, summer plans. Option 1, visit Grandpa in Sweden. Option 2, visit Grandpa in Ningbo. Option 3, family trip to Hokkaido, because Little Bei wants to see Asia that's not China. "I want to go to Hokkaido and eat salmon dumplings," Little Bei shouted. "That's not a real dumpling." Grandma couldn't help but correct. "Innovation is important, Grandma," the boy said seriously, like a little professor. "Just like Mom says, culture is alive." Lin Yu and Eric exchanged smiles. This 5-year-old little rascal with his innocent wisdom summed up a truth they only understood after 10 years. The meeting ended with a democratic vote. Hokkaido won. But before that, they decided to visit Grandpa in Ningbo first, then Grandpa in Sweden. "Balance is important," Erica concluded like a grown-up. "Just like our dumpling filling, it can't be all meat or all veggies." At bedtime, Little Bei insisted on hearing Grandma's old stories and Dad's Nordic myths. Lin's mother brought out her treasured handwritten Ningbo nursery rhymes, her childhood keepsake from her own mother, carefully turning the yellowed pages and pointing at the words to teach her grandson to read. In another corner of the room, Eric was telling Viking legends to Erica in Swedish. 2 languages, 2 traditions, harmoniously coexisting in the same space, just like their family. Different on the surface, but one in essence. On the weekend, the whole family attended the community's International Cultural Festival. Northern Lights Bridge organized a mixed-race children's talent show. Erica performed a piano solo, a fusion of Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata and the Chinese folk song Jasmine Flower. Little Bei led a group of children in his self-created Kung Fu-style Swedish folk dance. After the show, a shy Japanese mother approached. "Ms. Lin, your children are amazing. My husband and I are a Japan-France couple, but our child always feels not Japanese enough or French enough. Do you have any advice?" Lin Yu looked at Erica helping her brother fix his costume and softly replied, "Tell them they're not less, but more, like the northern lights not lacking any color, but a miracle with all colors." On New Year's Eve, this cross-national family's traditional fusion reached a new height. They made Nordic-filling dumplings, a creative mix of salmon and dill. Pasted bilingual Spring Festival couplets. Video called relatives in Sweden for countdown. And finally sang Gongshi Gongshi and the Swedish New Year song Helen Jujar together. When midnight struck, Little Bei suddenly ran to the balcony and shouted in his tender voice, "Happy New Year, God Knit Year." The Chinese and Swedish greetings echoed into the night sky. Lin Yu stood by the window, looking at the little United Nations she had built, Eric adjusting the new hearing aid on her mother, Erica teaching cousins to say cheers in Swedish, and Little Bei, their little North Star, jumping on the sofa, waving a homemade China-Sweden friendship flag. 10 years ago, on that rainy day in Stockholm, she could never have imagined this future. Back then, she worried about cultural differences, suffered under parental disapproval, and feared unknown challenges. Now those differences had become their greatest treasure. The opposition transformed into steadfast support. The challenges turned into the most interesting stories. "Look," Eric came beside her, handing her a glass of champagne, "our northern lights." Outside the window, Shanghai's night sky was lit up by fireworks, colorful lights reflecting on every smiling face. In this small world built by love, the lines between east and west had long blurred, leaving only the brilliant aurora-like beauty.